Okay, so we've got a COVID-19 rapid antigen test here. This is a 5-pack, and it includes enough inside this box here to do 5 rapid antigen tests. For the direct and qualitative direction of SARS-CoV-2 viral nucleoprotein antigens. So you've got inside is a procedure card here. You've got the actual test device product insert here, which gives you all different types of information here. And the parts are all here. You've got your extraction tubes and your nozzles here with filter in them. And it comes with a stand for your extraction tubes. We have one out here already. We're going to do a test there in a few minutes, an example test. These are the cassettes. These are the swabs. And this is the assay buffer, COVID-19 assay buffer. And these are all of the items that you need to take the test. I've taken out an extraction tube already. What you're going to do to perform the test is you take a vial here of your assay buffer. The plastic top will just twist off. You'll pour it into the tube here. It says you can empty it all in there or put at least 10 drops into the extraction tube of the assay buffer. That's the first test. That's the first part of the test. Then you take your swab. You perform the swab on your patient. We'll do that. We'll show you how to instructions and information on the rapid response kit. There's a few things to go over. It has your intended use, the principle, the materials that are included, precautions, storage and stability, specimen collection and storage, which is important, which is the one we need to go over. Test procedure, we need to go over that. Okay, and a couple of things to note here are the result and interpretations, the control and the test. If both of them appear on your test, that's a positive test. The control and test, if only the control is highlighted, then it's a negative test. And an invalid test would be if the test areas are showing in any way, are marcated by the line in the test. So it shows you on top there how to add the buffer and insert the swab and squeeze 10 to 15 times, add the nozzle, add 3 drops to the sample well. So we're going to get to that. We're going to actually do the test and show all of that stuff. But you go here, here's your procedure card. It shows you how to set up, and it gives you 2 options. The nasal pharyngeal swab, which is inserting the swab into the nostril parallel to the palate, not upward. The distance should be equivalent to that from the ear to the nostril of the patient, indicating contact with the nasopharynx, or until resistance is encountered. Gently rub and roll the swab. Leave it in place several seconds to saturate tip with secretions. Slowly remove the swab while rotating it. So the nasal pharyngeal swab is you tilt your head back as it shows there in the picture, and you will insert the swab basically as far as it goes in there. The second one, option B, which is the one we're going to show you how to do, is the nasal swab. So that's a little bit more less intrusive. It's still not very comfortable, but that's one of the options that they give you. So we've chosen to do that one. Okay. So we are going to do the test.
Okay.
We're going to get to doing the test.
Righty.
We've got a volunteer who's volunteering to do the nasal swab,
Okay.
rapid antigen test,
Okay.
not the nasal pharyngeal swab. So.
Okay. Go on.
Okay, so we're going to perform the rapid antigen test. So what we've got here is we've got our extraction tube. set up into the tube holder. This is one tube. We're not going to have to marcate it because we're doing one client here. And that's it. So first thing you do is you take your assay buffer solution and you open it. And in order to open it, you've got to twist the top on it like this until it comes off like that. Then what you do is you pour the contents of it, at least 10 drops. But you want to put it all in there. You put all, or I guess they say to indicate 10 drops if you have some other, okay, there's everything there in the buffer tube, I guess you can call it. Okay, and then the next step is, what we want to do is we want to take the swab, and this is the this here, this part, we want to do it properly, which is when you open open it, we're going to do the nasal. So for the nasal, you have to do each nozzle. And you have to make sure that the client has the head tilted back. Okay, and what you do is you get each nozzle, like each, you stick it about inside this way. You go around and around and around for 5 seconds. Okay, and then once you've done that for 5 seconds, what you do is you press on the nasal part and close it over the swab, and you twist it around 5 to 10 times, it says. Okay, and then you take it out. And then you do the other nasal cavity. You stick it in and you go around and around and around like this.
Good.
And then you close it.
Oh.
And you spin it around like this. Okay. There you go. So there's the test sample. You put it inside the buffer tube and you stir it around and stir it around a little bit like this. Stir it around, they say. You want to stir it around inside the assay buffer, and it says you pinch the tube around the swab like this and roll it around 10 to 15 times. 10 to 15 times. Now what you will do is you will leave that with the swab in there for 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay, so now that the test swab is sat in the extraction tube for 2 minutes with the sample in it after we stirred it up, we're going to do one last thing. We're going to take it out. We're going to squeeze the side of the extraction tube. You're supposed to squeeze the sides of the extraction tube to get all of the sample out into the buffer tube. You get it all out of as much as you can out of the swab. Okay, now we're going to put a nozzle on it. I'm going to put one of these nozzles on it here. It's a little piece that looks like this, and this piece here looks like it doesn't have a filter in it. So yeah, we'll have to get another one here. We'll get one with a filter in it because it's supposed to have a filter in it. Here we go. This one does have a filter in it. So we'll put this into the top of the extraction tube like this. And then we're going to open the cassette. We're going to open the cassette like this. And we're going to take out the actual test device. You can see the C and the T there in the litmus paper or whatever it is in the middle there, and the bottom hole there where we're going to put 3 drops of this and then wait for 15 minutes. So some are like that. We're going to put 3 drops from our extraction buffer tube with the nozzle. 1, 2, 3, and then we're just going to sit. We're going to let that go for 15 minutes, and we're going to see what the test is. We're going to see what the result is. So in this pack we have a nozzle missing a filter, In the last pack, we had one of these assay buffers. It was just an empty plastic. I guess during the filling procedure process, some of them weren't filled, and obviously some of the filter nozzles are also missing the filter. So, of course, there are going to be some tests that you won't be able to do. At any rate, and we'll let you know in 15 minutes what happens. Here are the results of our COVID-19 rapid antigen test. The client has tested negative. As you can see, the C, the control part of the test, is highlighted by the line there, and nothing where the T is, so that is a negative test. If both of these sections are highlighted, that's a positive test. And if only the T section is highlighted, then that is a false, or a test that didn't work. So the test is useful for perhaps traveling. Our family did one before going to visit Oma and Opa for Christmas. We all did, all 5 of us did one. I suppose before sending your kid back to school, it's a good idea to also perform a COVID rapid antigen test to ensure that your child is keeping his or her classmates safe, and we are all protected from the COVID-19 virus. So hope 2022 will be a good year for everybody. All the best, and Happy New Year, and Merry Christmas. Stay safe, and
We'll see you soon again. Please subscribe to our YouTube. And thank you so much. Bye bye. Thank you, Juan.